All right, day after the Oscars.
Wow, the morning after.
The morning
Oh my gosh.
after. I call this Oscar hangover day.
I know, it's totally Oscar hangover. So what did you think? What were your overall impressions?
My overall impressions were it was one of the best awards shows that I had seen in a long time.
Agreed.
And one of the best Oscars that I'd ever seen.
1000% agree.
And I think, for me, you tell me what you think, the thing that made it the best was Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He's so light and breezy, and his tone is perfect. He's a
Yes.
little snarky without being mean.
Yes.
But then he
yes.
just hammers the things that need to be hammered.
He does. He threads that needle. You know, he was
Yes.
getting close to it with Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
And then he kind of just went, oh, and then he kind of went over here and quickly moved. And he's so comfortable in his own skin.
And he's, what I noticed, he's so great at pivoting. Like he can
really
read
is.
the room, he can
Yes.
read what's going on, and he can pivot like a master and
Yeah.
just go here instead.
Yeah.
Like to me, one of my favorite lines he said was when he talked about how suddenly Barbie's this feminist icon, and before she was a doll that no one liked.
Right. His
And
wife was going to buy
that's
the
my
back of
favorite line.
Yeah,
That what did he say? Hey, my wife had just as soon buy a pack of Marlboro Reds and buy my daughter a Barbie doll.
Yes.
Hilarious. Just
It was
stuff
very
like
funny.
that. It makes such social commentary in such a funny way.
And I also love the way that he really turned it back around on everybody in the room when he was talking about Barbie not being, Greta Gerwig not being
Yes.
nominated for Best Director, and everybody clapping like, oh yeah, that's so awful. And he was like, hey people, you're the ones that voted.
Yes.
So yeah.
Well, I think he should host every year.
I do too.
I think there should be a mandate in Hollywood that Jimmy Kimmel hosts every year.
Yes.
But what were you pleased with the winners?
I really was. Most of them were expected.
Yes.
You know, we talked in our last episode about that. I think everybody was shocked but not surprised that Emma won.
Well,
I think Emma was surprised.
You could probably hear me screaming
I could,
from here.
From Beechwood Canyon.
I
yeah.
was so excited that Emma won because they got it right.
I loved the return to the 5 previous
Yes.
winners giving the award. I was in tears
So
through a lot of
lovely.
that. Yeah.
So lovely.
Yeah.
And I love when you could tell who actually had a personal relationship with who they were talking about. Because
Yes,
those
yes.
were the ones that were the most powerful, the most meaningful,
Right.
the tear jerkers. you know.
Yeah. That was really
Yeah.
something. Okay. One other thing I've got to talk about is Ryan Gosling.
Oh, stole the show.
Stole the show.
Yes.
Talk about comfortable in your own skin. I have it on the DVR, and I'm going to watch it a few times tonight when Lindsay's gone.
It'll be a YouTube favorite of mine.
Oh yeah.
When you're in a bad mood, watch
Watch
Ryan
Ryan
Gosling
Gosling.
do I'm Just Ken.
Yeah.
Well, to me, it kind of harkened back to like Busby Berkeley numbers.
Yes.
You know, the whole thing with the Barbie heads that were orchestrated like a
it
Busby
just-
Berkeley number.
Yeah. Whoever
Incredible.
crafted all of that, I don't know how much input he had,
Yeah.
but clearly he was willing to play, in the most
Yes,
wonderful way.
I know.
We all needed that.
All right, best dressed.
Oh, the first person whose dress comes up is Emily Blunt's. But it wasn't necessarily my favorite dress. I think it came up in my head for another reason. I think she's absolutely stunning.
Well, yes. And I loved she and Ryan Gosling giving each other crap about the, Oppenheimer.
That
Barbie
was
rival.
so delicious.
Yeah, she's exquisite.
That was so delicious.
funny.
There were a lot of people on the red carpet that weren't necessarily up on stage. I mean, you pointed out when we were texting, Rita Moreno looked just exquisite.
Like she should, like
Yeah.
a star.
Yeah. She looked like a big old star. What about for you?
You know what? I loved a lot, but I think the one that sticks out for me is America Ferrera.
Oh,
I thought she looked fantastic. I liked her dress. I liked what she wore. She's a standout.
and
for me.
it honored the film,
And it was a little nod to Barbie.
which is lovely.
I loved it.
Yeah. Anything else we want to add?
Well, I just want to say, whoever's doing those in memoriams,
Yeah,
no.
that didn't quite
First
have
of all,
the impact.
don't make it a thing about dancing and singing. Make it about the people we lost.
Well, and here's the thing. The people in the theater, they're right by the big screens and
Yeah.
seeing the dancing. The people at home were not able to see who they're even honoring. It's like, what? Who is that person?
And then especially at the end when they're just names that pop up. I mean, you couldn't read any of them from home.
They need to cut to the screen for at home. And they've done a better job of that in the past.
Yeah, that was pretty atrocious. That was the downer of the night.
That was a bummer. I'm trying to think if there were any other moments where I went, I mean, I wish Al Pacino had read all 10 of the nominees. I'm sure they did too.
He seemed kind of addled and lost.
Yeah, he was a little addled. But by and large, it was just great. It was a great night.
It was a great night.
Yeah.
You know, I hope we have more like that.
Yeah, I hope so too. Here's to the next Oscar Super Bowl. And look forward to our next episode. We'll return to our regularly scheduled program dropping Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific.
That's right.